And you look at 7A, for instance, it's ridiculous. The second round of 7A, really every matchup just about, if you told me that's what the finals were, I'd be like, I could buy that.
Yeah.
This Hewitt-Trussville versus Hoover game in the second round, that seems crazy.
Well, that's the thing when you have a smaller classification like 7A's only got 32 teams in it. You're starting out with, a smaller batch of teams, and you get down to the nitty-gritty a lot quicker. I mean, there's only 4 rounds in 7A, Luke, and when I mean 4 rounds, the last round is the Super 7. So really you're starting off what seems like in the quarterfinals already, and so you move into almost a semifinal round next week with Hoover and Hewitt, Mountain Brook and Thompson, Auburn, McGill, Lee Montgomery, and Central. We'll come back to that in just a minute. The one that of note to me last night was a near miss, a near scare, like you said, was Beauregard. Beauregard in Greenville. Whatever Greenville does, they figured out LaDamian Webb and Beauregard.
Well, sometimes in sports, it's crazy. You've got one team that isn't necessarily the best team, but somehow, some way, they have the number of what you consider to be the best team. I can't explain how Greenville beat Beauregard at the beginning of the season, and then as just luck would have it, and that's sometimes the beauty of these playoffs, they get a rematch in the first round, and JJ kept saying, well, I just think that Beauregard's going to have all this revenge factor. You'd think they'd be so mad. I said, yeah, but it kind of works the other way too, that Beauregard's like, yeah, we're so mad, but how did they beat us? And it creates a little bit of doubt. And on the other side, instead of Greenville with the attitude of, oh man, they're going to really come after us this time, they're like, we got them before. So what's the big deal?
That's right.
And everybody else probably looks at Beauregard and says, they've got this Webb kid and he's amazing. And as soon as he breaks off a big one, they think, okay, well, here comes the flood. And it wasn't that way with Greenville. Greenville had the lead in this game for a long time.
Yeah, they did.
Give Beauregard a ton of credit. They had to fight back from being down a few different times, and then they have the drive at the end to make it a 3-point victory for them, and they will move on to the next round. Now I feel like Beauregard probably, you talk about getting a monkey off your back.
Yeah. That may have done them good. To be able to survive, obviously, continue on. They had to have looked at that and gone, man, what are the chances of drawing the only team that we got beat by in the first round of the playoffs? So, yeah, a mental factor is there, and you look at the way the game played out. As you get into the game and things aren't quite going your way as a Beauregard player or fan, you go, well, here we go again. We're right back in the same scenario. Greenville was a 4 seed. Beauregard was a 1 seed, obviously, so things had to work out for them to play, and you would think, man, yeah, Beauregard probably going to get the best of them this time and take it to them early. It didn't happen.
But the most shocking score to me, and this is going to sound rather silly, was 49-28 Maplesville.
Oh, I agree. I was going to go there
The
next.
reason it was more shocking is because it was 28-28. And we talked to –
And that's a 1 versus 4, too.
We talked to one of the guys that does the radio for Maplesville, and I said, all season long, by the middle of the second quarter, you're probably doing things like reading the back of your credit cards.
I heard you said, man, you ain't worked 4 quarters in so long.
You hadn't worked 4 quarters in so long. They should get something to pay back. And he said, yeah, man. He said, this one was tough. He said, we were in the fourth quarter.
We were sweating in the third.
In the fourth quarter, we were thinking, oh, wait, we got to say something about a first down? I hadn't even done that in so long for the opponent.
Teams, when everything comes back, to roost after so many years and so many games. Maplesville's just so dominant, and then you hear how dominant you are. Other teams hear how dominant you are, and somebody out there has some talent, and they go, well, we're tired of hearing about how dominant they are. And we know that Linden in the past 10 years, Luke, has been right there on the cusp. They've had some really good football players come out of Linden High School. They are a team down there that's notorious for having good football teams. So Maplesville and Linden wasn't scared of them, bottom line. And so they played them really tough. But Maplesville, when it got tough, they stepped it up a notch and they pulled away. You know what? I've seen it over time. Teams in the first round get a wake-up call. The year Benjamin Russell won in 2001, I was calling those games, and we came out and we didn't look really good against Blunt in the first round. But we got it together in the second round, and then we went on to cruise. And then I'll be honest with you, the last game of the season, we jumped up on Opelika 10-0 early. And that was a very good Opelika team, but we were a good team too. And we jumped out on them so easy, it's like we went, man, there's just nobody can touch us. Opelika came back and beat us.
Yeah.
And it kind of like, whoa, wait a minute. We need to rethink what we're doing. Sometimes you need that wake-up call. The Beauregards and the Maplesvilles that have cruised almost every week for the last 2 years need a wake-up call sometimes. Sometimes you don't survive them, though, but both of them did last night.
Well, and that's the other thing I was going to say. I told JJ this last night. A lot of times when you have that wake-up call, it is either, okay, they're going all the way to state, or I feel like they lose in the second round because it's more of a symptom of we've got a bigger problem, and then you play a better team in the next round. So I don't see one of those teams having to – but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to make a prediction. That's the closest game Maplesville has the rest of these playoffs.
I don't doubt it.
And it's 21 points.
Yeah, and we know I said it over the last few months that after seeing Maplesville play it, there's a lot of 5A teams I think Maplesville could line up with and beat. I talked to a guy this week, and he said, man, Maplesville is the fastest 1A football team that I've ever seen. He said they may be one of the fastest teams I've ever seen. In 1A, 7A, whatever you want to call it. They just, year in and year out, continue to have great football players. Now, tell me the young man at Maplesville that's really good that's going to Mississippi State.
Look, Brett, it's 7 in the morning.
It
I work
is.
till
I know.
12:30.
Well, mine's not firing.
I know his name, and I'm sitting here struggling with it. It's like you saw it on my face and decided to call me out.
Yeah, that's right. Well, let me ask you this.
But he's committed to state.
He is.
Find it.
So is LaDamian Webb.
Yeah.
What in the world, man? Two of the better players in the state of Alabama, Dan Mullen. Now, we'll get into college in a little bit. If Dan Mullen were to take the Florida job, and I hadn't even talked to you about this, Luke, because you and I hadn't been on the show together in about a week or so. If Dan Mullen were to take the Florida job, does LaDamian Webb and now this young man head down to Gainesville and be part of that recruiting class, or does Dan Mullen, go in another direction, and do they stay loyal to Mississippi State? Because now it's not about being loyal to schools anymore so much as being loyal to coaches, and we all know that. So it'll be interesting to see where these two guys end up when all this college football stuff, the dust settles.
Nathaniel Watson,
that's right.
And he is really, really good. He's about 6'3", 218 pounds, plus or minus. Plays wide receiver, could play more of he could be sort of a Ralph Stateny guy if he wanted to at the next level. Just really one of those quick but wiry, country strong linebackers. But going back to what you were saying, first of all, I get the vibe Florida's not going to go in the Dan Mullen direction. I don't know if that's right or wrong. I just feel like they want to try and do something a little different.
I think he'd do a great job at Florida.
I think he'd do fine at Florida. Here's the problem Florida's in now, the rut they're in right this moment. They think they can find a savior to come in and just start winning immediately, and I think they've got too many other issues at the university.
I don't know of anybody out there, Luke, that's the guy that can come in. Right. I mean, I just don't see it in college football. Everybody, and the most mysterious question out there right now that I can't give a firm answer on is, should Gus Malzahn be fired, or should you stay one more year if you lose Georgia and Alabama? And, I say, it's what we said at the beginning of the year that we're going to gauge him on. It's the barometer of the 4 games on the schedule. But I don't know if I want to jump into all this crap that's going on this year. There's going to be so many teams out there scrapping for the next guy. I don't want to jump into that sweepstakes. So Auburn can cure a lot of stuff today with a win against Georgia at home, and then the talk will temper down tremendously. But if he does lose 2, I don't know what will end up happening, and I don't even know what the right answer is anymore. So we'll dive off into that a little bit later. But I just think Florida should not maybe look so hard around the country and go look at a guy that had been at Florida that's a pretty doggone good football coach that's won a lot more at Mississippi State than he's lost, and does it with lesser talent most of the time against teams out there. We're just getting started on the Saturday Sports Countdown. We're about to be up against our first break. When we come back, Luke, you and I will run down the results from last night and set the stage for round 2 here in the next couple of segments here on the Saturday Sports Countdown. And then we'll shift focus to Alabama, Mississippi State. Auburn and Georgia today, plus all the other games that are going on around the country. So stay tuned, everybody. More of the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown coming your way right after this.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace. Smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. At Main Street Family Urgent Care, we want you to know one of the benefits of our clinic. We have a self-pay option that allows you to get the most out of your visit. That means you don't have to worry about receiving a large bill after your visit. $125 covers all in-house labs, stitches, x-rays, or injections, and we have a selection of antibiotics available in the clinic. We want you to feel better fast at Main Street Family Urgent Care, open 7 days a week in Alexander City across the street from Walmart.
Heal better, feel better fast.
So Dave here is taking the family up to the lake for the weekend, but without the white knuckles this time. Because his new 2018 Ford F-150 has Blitz with trailer coverage. It's Brainiac smart. Not only does it watch your F-150's blind spots, it's got your trailer covered too. One less thing to spoil the weekend. No, it can't make the fish bite, but maybe they'll work on that. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
Ready to put some fun in your life? Whether it's Central or East Alabama, North Alabama, West Georgia, or wherever you're from, Fun Carts of Opelika is your authorized easy-go cart dealer that has no limits on a perfect easy-go cart. Whether it's a fully customized cart or a stock-made cart, we'll deliver it on time and at the best price. Fun Carts gives you the service after the sale, so no matter if it's hunting, tailgating, motorhoming, fleet rental, or just a better way to get around, Fun Carts of Opelika has it and will customize it to your needs. Visit us in Opelika or call us or visit online for the best easy-go carts. Put a little fun in your life with Fun Carts of Opelika.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Brett Pritchard, Luke Robinson here with you till 9 o'clock. I want to welcome all of you listening up in the Oxford, Anniston, Talladega area on Thunder 92. Obviously 97.5 Kowaliga Country down here, and on Facebook Live, all of you that have already tuned us in this morning. Got several watching already this morning, bright and early, everybody up, moving around. And
got a lot to get ready for.
That's right, a lot to get ready for. Some really good football games going on with our two teams in the state, with Alabama and Auburn today. So we'll get to those in a minute, but some really good games last night in the first round of the playoffs.
Brett, you talk about that, it made me laugh because you say everybody getting up and getting ready. And, my wife always looks at me on Saturdays like, "What is wrong? You're not playing." And I'm like, you don't know?
You over there taping up your wrist.
You don't know if I might get called on. Hey, Alabama losing another linebacker. If my phone rings, I'm there, baby.
Hey, well,
I'm unstartable.
Hey, let me tell you, a PA announcer gets on there and goes, "Well, so-and-so report to the locker room."
I'll tell you one other quick funny story.
I've been in the stands at Auburn when that happened before.
Years ago. I mean, I'm going to say this was 20 years ago. I was sitting with my dad, and it was a Monday night, and he may or may not have gone to get a steak. He may or may not have had an adult beverage. I'm not going to leave that open there. But we're watching Monday Night Football, and he says, out of the blue, we're just quiet. He's in one chair, I'm the other, and he says, I believe I could go in there. I'm thinking, go in where? He said, just go in there for one play. He said, I don't think anybody'd notice. I said, not till the ambulance came. I said, that's when they'd start figuring it out.
Like, who's that guy out there?
All it takes is a little bit of that liquid courage, and everybody's like, I think I could get in there for one play.
Yeah, I could get in there and mix it up for one
I don't want
play.
any part of any of these teams we're talking about now. I don't want any part of any of the practice squads of any of these teams.
I tell you, it's a whole different level when you get down there and you watch from ground zero. It's amazing, the athletes.
1A and 2A are my favorite, by the way. I told JJ this last night because just about every team sounds like a real friendly cousin you have. Like you can say, man, how's old Ayrton? How's Thorsby doing?
How's Isabella? How's
Isabella? I haven't seen Isabella in Georgiana.
Exactly, until they beat your brains.
That's right.
So we'll go with 1A first. Isabella moves on, and they'll take on Wadley. And I'll just kind of run these down like this. Isabella and Wadley will meet, two very good football teams. Marengo defeated Highland Home 50-0. Georgiana shuts out Winterboro 64-0, and they will meet in the second round. Talladega Central 39-7 winners over Houston County, and Maplesville, this game that we started off talking about, a 49-28 winner there. Maplesville moves on. Talladega Central a few years ago made it to the semifinals, I believe, so a tall task ahead of them, anybody that has to face Maplesville. Brantley pulls out a 1-point win over Raglan, 20-19, and Sweetwater, a team that a lot of people feel like has the horses to stay with Maplesville. They move on with a blank of Notasulga, 54-0. So Brantley, Sweetwater, Maplesville, Talladega Central in that bottom half. I think we'd both say that we think we'd see Sweetwater and Maplesville in the quarterfinals. So that'll be a good football game. On the other side of the bracket, real quick, Addison defeated Hubbardville 45-13. Hackleburg over Woodville and 49-19. Those two will play each other in the second round. South Lamar, 1-point win over Decatur Heritage, 40-39. They move on, and Cedar Bluff, 33-28 winners over Waterloo. So Cedar Bluff, South Lamar take on each other in the second round. Another shutout, Cherokee defeats Coosa Christian 49-0, and Lynn defeats Holy Spirit 22-14. 40-14 winners for Spring Garden, over Phillips, and Pickens County 34 meek. They're very meek, and they are out of the playoffs now. 34-7, the Tornadoes knock them out.
There is some irony in the fact, though, like when I first started doing this scoreboard show, I don't know, 12 years ago, 10 years ago, and meat kept coming up, and you'd have you get your little jab in, but they're always in the playoffs, Brett.
Hey, don't discredit Meek for sure down in 1A, but I'll kick it over to you for 2A.
In 2A, all right, I'm just going to talk about the matchups that are to come.
There you go.
If I mention you, you're a winner. Luverne will be taking on Aliceville in the next round. Meanwhile, Leroy and Ayrton, as I talked about earlier, Thorsby and Goshen, they have a whole family reunion. Thorsby and Goshen will be playing each other. Abbeville and St. Luke's will go at each other. Reeltown and Sulligent will take on one another in the second round. Lafayette and Fife, that's going to be a good game.
Yeah, it is.
That's going to be a really good game. Fife is strong. They're defending state champs, a very good
But
program.
Lafayette not quite the team they were last year.
No, I mean, they need Whitlow probably.
Yeah,
to
that
win
would
this
help.
game.
Yeah,
but
a lot of people could use that.
I wouldn't sell them short on this one. And then Lamar County and Ranburne and San Rock will take on Lynette. Lynette, another strong
I was going to say, you better watch Lynette. That team, them and Fife to me are the top two, but Lafayette will have their opportunity to take out Fife. We'll move over to 3A now. Mobile Christian, 21-0 winners last night. They move on. Gordo is who they'll play. Clark County defeats Southside Selma, Wicksburg defeated Midfield. American Christian and Montgomery Academy will meet in round 2. Oakman and Hillcrest Evergreen. Hillcrest Evergreen put 61 on Prattville Christian last night. Watch that team coming out of the bottom half there of 3A. Sylvania and West Morgan will play in the second round. Randolph County and Footendale will meet up in the second round. Colbert Heights and Weaver. Weaver took them 2 overtimes last night to defeat Plainview, and they move on. And Piedmont, over Geraldine 26-6, but Piedmont's a very good football team. They'll take on J.B. Pennington, who put 33 on the board last night. Piedmont is a team to watch, obviously, there in 3A. A lot of playoff experience.
Moving over to 4A, where it'll be Tallahassee taking on Bibb. Tallahassee escapes. I want to say that game went into overtime. Some of these things run together, but I believe that game did go into overtime. Tallahassee wins 35-32 over Thomasville. So Tallahassee, Bibb County in the next round. UMS Wright will take on Montgomery Catholic. It'll be Alabama Christian versus W.S. Neal. W.S. Neal, as I mentioned earlier, they get the big upset win at Montford 21-12 last night. St. James, they win big over West Blockton, so they'll take on Andalusia, a team that has been ranked number 1 this year at some point. Then Hoax Bluff will take on Rogers. Hoax Bluff beat Madison Academy. Kind of weird that Madison Academy's out of the playoffs in the first round.
And Madison Academy knocked them off last year by a very close score in the first round, so payback.
That's right. It was a 3-point game last year, a 2-point game this year.
Right.
Jacksonville will take on Fayette County. Wilson against Cherokee County, and Dora versus Sachs.
Moving over to 5A before we go to break, Calera and Beauregard will meet up. That Calera play, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, man. Last play of the game, they defeat Jackson with a Hail Mary, 28-27. Beauregard escapes a loss there against Greenville, pulls out a 3-point win. They'll play each other. St. Paul's and Carroll will play each other. That Carroll team, only a 12-6 win over Talladega, but Carroll's been ranked in the top 5 all year. Central Clay moves on with a big win over Charles Henderson. They'll play Demopolis, and Eufaula knocks off Sylacauga. They'll take on Viger. Viger put up 55 there on Jemison. St. Clair County and May Jemison will meet in the second round. Winona and Mortimer Jordan will play. Brooks versus Etowah in round 2, and Lee Huntsville and Briarwood Christian. Briarwood Christian put up 62 last night. They're the number 1 team in 5A, so you got them, you got Beauregard, you got Viger, you got a lot of great football teams. Winona, who was the runner-up last year, all still in the playoffs here in 5A.
Two teams you never want to see on your side of the bracket, or in any bracket period if you are in that bracket. That's Opelika and Viger.
That's
I mean,
right.
if you see Opelika, you're like, oh, man, not Opelika. And because it doesn't matter who they have if they don't have a superstar, or Viger's case, if they don't have a Jalston Fowler, in Opelika's case, if they don't have a Jake Bentley, it just doesn't matter. They're always good.
Yep, they are always good. We got to get to break. When we come back, we'll run down 6A and 7A. You're listening and watching the Saturday Sports Countdown.
Ask what makes it the best 3 Series ever, and we'll tell you it has more advanced suspension and steering for even more control of the road. And it's near perfectly balanced to put performance first. But ask her for where the competition mimics us just to keep up? No comment. The BMW 3 Series.
Visit BMW of Columbus on Whittlesey Boulevard or shop bmwofcolumbus.com.
Homeowners all over Alabama have discovered that when you need your flooring clean, whether it's carpet, upholstery, or any manner of hard surfaces, there's no clean like Peaches and Clean. Serving Auburn, the Chattahoochee Valley, Montgomery, Birmingham, and the Lake Martin area. Call 866-837-6937. 866-837-6937. Or visit peachesandclean.com. Caring for your floor and a whole lot more.
There's no clean like Peaches and Clean.
TPE Power Equipment is now the trusted name for all your mower and power equipment needs. Whether it's our original Tallahassee location or Opelika location on Fredericks Road, we've got East Alabama covered with the best brands of mowers and power equipment from Husqvarna, Toro, Kawasaki, Echo, and Honda. Right now, get commercial strength Husqvarna zero-turn mowers with our fleet program that offers deep discounts, easy finance, and bonus handheld equipment in one solid package. TPE of Opelika and Tallahassee are the new standard of everything power equipment in East Alabama.
Lake Area Realty is Lake Martin's Century 21 real estate company that proudly serves all the Lake Martin area. Rhonda Gaskin and her staff of caring professional realtors offer full sales for buyers and sellers in the area and can even help you with finding rentals or managing your current property. Whether it's your dream lake home, waterfront property, area family home in town, or just a starter home, Lake Area Realty can handle it all and advise you on all your needs. Buying and selling real estate is important to the professionals at Century 21. Lake Area Realty are your friends in real estate. Call or visit lakearearealty.net.
The Lennox iComfort S30 thermostat can sense changes in your environment. It even knows when you come and go. So now your home's most important system is also the smartest.
Farnell Mechanical gives you the smartest home comfort system available. It knows when you're away and adjusts when allergens and humidity get uncomfortable.
Trust Farnell Mechanical to provide perfect air for your family.
What perfect feels like. Lennox.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime at the all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Every new and pre-owned vehicle, just $1 down. Plus credit amnesty. Bring home $350 a week, get up to $30,000 in credit.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime.
10 acres, 1,000 vehicles, just $1 down.
Folks, you've just got to see this place.
The all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Call 800-NEXT-RIDE.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown. Brett Pritchard, Luke Robinson here with you. I want to thank Sunshine Heating and Air and JR Sports Bar and Grill, our corporate partners here on the Saturday Sports Countdown. Couldn't do the show without them. And obviously, you guys out there watching and listening to us each and every Saturday. Auburn Blitz really has taken off this year. Looking forward to getting Bama Blitz off the ground, maybe when the football season's over. But Bama Blitz is coming. Time. We keep telling everybody Bama Blitz is coming. I promise you it is. The thing is we keep expanding, and Facebook Live has given us a new venue for you guys to interact. We've been call-in program dominant for 12 years. And so now with technology, it's just neat to have people watch us there, and they can come in and out, and they don't have to watch us live.
And it's so much easier. I mean, for them to have a comment, you don't have to worry about a line being busy.
Right.
Or, some people get on air and they freeze or they just forget lose their train of thought. Here you get to have a comment, and then if you mess your comment up, you can come back and change it later.
Right. Well, I like it too because, there's like an unwritten rule on call-in shows. You only get to call one time.
That's right.
If you call again, it's kind of like, man, what's wrong with this guy? So on Facebook Live, as the conversations and the topics change on the show, you can continue to have input on it. So,
but I'll tell you, James from Opelika,
he would
buck that system.
Hey, let me tell you, I got one more comment.
But I love it.
I love it too, man.
Listen, James from Opelika, if you're out there and you're listening, I love you.
He's been one of our all-time callers of all time.
He's fantastic. And look, because he's so passionate. I mean, there's so many times I think he's right, and there's so many times I've thought he's way off base. But whatever he's selling, I'm buying because he's so into it.
Oh, man, he's screaming from the time he gets up. Let me tell you about
But until the end. He's like, and Gus Malzahn doesn't know his backside from deep center field. Y'all have a good day.
That's just real pleasant as you exit. So we've got some great callers over the years, but now we've got some great commenters, I guess is the new term that we'll use in 2017 with Facebook Live. We'll go over to 5A football and talk. Actually, we would
6A.
We just did. I was about to say, I think I just ran all those down.
All right, well, I got to start off with a heartbreaker. Saraland defeats Benjamin Russell last night, so they move on to play Hillcrest Tuscaloosa.
And let me say something about that game since we haven't really talked. We get the football first, and we make a really good play to start the game. It's about a 30-yard gain down the sideline, and we get kind of in that rhythm. And, Benjamin Russell, the last 5 weeks, Luke, have scored on their opening drive.
Wow.
It's kind of an anomaly. Well, look like we're about to cruise on down and score again. And we have an errant snap. The ball snapped high, and it went over Landon's head, so he had to go back and fall on it. So it's second down and like 30. So we're behind the chains, and, at that point in time, you're just kind of all out of whack. Everything you had kind of scripted to get ready for that first drive is all out the window. And so we have to punt the football, and Saraland moves down the field, and they're running, and we get the football back, and on the second drive, we have an opportunity. We're moving the ball down, make a great play on fourth down. It's about a 35-yard pass. Landon Cotney hits Tyler Watts in double coverage, but he laid it on a dime. It was a perfectly thrown football. We move on down. David Herron, who's been our phenomenal senior tailback all year, is got about a 7-8 yard gain on the next play, and he's spinning out of a tackle, and he spins right into the helmet of one of Saraland's players. The ball goes straight up in the air, and they get it, and it's just like, is it going to be this kind of night? You know, is it going to be this kind of night? Jack West was phenomenal. He played well.
You like him?
Love him. I mean, he looks like, Randy and I said both. He looks like a prototypical Stanford quarterback.
Yep.
Can move a lot better than people give him credit for, I'll tell you that. No, he's not a runner, but if he needs to pull it down and go for 7-8 yards, he can. And so we are on the 4-yard line, first and goal, Luke, right before halftime, down 21 to nothing. We fumble the ball. Time expires.
Well, and you were on about the 5, was it?
On the 4.
On the 4.
On the 4, and you're at least trying to get some points out of it, a field goal or something. But looking at a touchdown in the second half, we had a guy wide open on a halfback pass. Luke, we missed him. Keaton Young was open by 30 yards. He could have moonwalked into the end zone. Benjamin Russell had their chances. I know the score doesn't seem like that. It was 35-7, but Benjamin Russell had 3 legit opportunities where we were moving the football and got inside the red zone, or were driving toward the red zone, and we shot ourselves in the foot. So a lot of times, look, I'm not taking anything away from Saraland. Saraland's a good football team, but you never know when you do things in a game, Luke, and you take advantage of your opportunities, how that might change the psyche of the game and the way it's played out.
No, I agree, and I think this second-round game is going to be very good between Saraland and Hillcrest, although I will say I think Saraland has a good chance now.
Hillcrest has got to go to Saraland.
And they're going to play the winner of Opelika versus Park Crossing, and that game, you're going to have some people beat up after that game.
Opelika and Park Crossing played last year.
Yeah, and Park Crossing's got Cam Taylor, who is a very talented kid. But, one other thing I want to say about Benjamin Russell, how many teams in the state of Alabama will wind their season up facing off against Cavassier Smoke, who's an SEC level back, LaDamian Webb, who is obviously an SEC level back, and Jack West, who's going to play quarterback.
And let's give Kerry White some credit, the Saraland running back. He's only 5'11", 220 pounds, and runs the ball extremely well.
Senior?
Maybe a junior.
Okay.
Luke. So, I mean, they've got some talent, too. It's not just about Jack West. Jack West's a good quarterback now, but they run the football. They like to establish the line of scrimmage and be a power running team.
Okay, so I'll just run down these again. I mean, we had to take our Benjamin Russell break there for a minute.
That's right.
Really, unfortunately for our local teams, we don't have a lot of local breaks.
Real
Central Clay.
Central Clay, Reeltown, and Tallahassee still in it.
That's it. Saraland against Hillcrest Tuscaloosa in the next round. That will be a very good game. Hillcrest doesn't have Brian Robinson this year, but they've just been slowly and methodically beating people. Opelika against Park Crossing.
That sacrifice bunt really turned that game around down there.
That Opelika.
It was 6-5, and they did a squeeze. And they just really turned
I've done this scoreboard show. I've done the scoreboard show for one scoreboard show over another for 10 or 12 years, as I've said. I've never seen a score of 15-5.
No, not in football.
I've seen 21-4.
When it was 5-0, I said, "Man, they got out of the gate early in the first couple of innings." Didn't they?
You rocked that pitcher early.
They finally knocked the pitcher out of the game, and they were able to get to the bullpen.
And then McAdory will take on Wetumpka in the next round. That will be a very good game. Wetumpka just walked away from Blunt.
You better watch that Wetumpka team.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. Sidney Lanier against Spanish Fort. That's also a fun game. Sidney Lanier had what I thought was one of the more intriguing first-round games against Paul Bryant. They played them on Thursday night. Seth Williams, fabulous wide receiver for Paul Bryant, catches a 69-yard touchdown pass. And James Foster, the incredible quarterback who's going to be in the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game, he leads Sidney Lanier back down. And then Paul Bryant makes it all the way back down the field for a 46-yard field goal attempt. As time expires, it just falls short.
I'm going to pause you right there. We got to get to a break because we're on hard breaks with our affiliates out there. So we'll get out. We'll continue to run down the rest of 6A, and we'll finish up with 7A on the high school side and get you ready for some college football today coming up. Stay tuned. More of the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air right after this.
If you've been putting off that new heating and air unit in your home because of the upfront expenses, Williams Plumbing of Alexander City now has primary financing from Synchrony and can now install brand new heating and cooling systems with zero down, longer terms, and a competitive rate. Call Williams Plumbing at 256-329-8488 and get a free quote and terms and upgrade up to $35,000 in work with approved credit. Williams Plumbing stands behind their work with on-time affordable service for all your heating and air needs, as well as plumbing for zero down financing and great service. Williams Plumbing.
When enjoying the lake this season, make sure to drop by Harbor Point Marina for all your gas, snacks, boating supplies, and beverage needs. Harbor Point also wants you to come see our remaining 2017 Crest pontoons, priced to move at all-season pricing. Harbor Point Crest sales have been tremendous, and they're ready to unload their remaining 2017 Crest Tritoons to make way for the 2018 order. Come see the best in pontoons at our 2017 season closeout prices. Act now because inventory is limited, and enjoy your new Crest pontoon this year. For all your own water needs and sacrifice pricing on Crest pontoons, get to the point. Harbor Point at Still Waters on Lake Martin.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gills. Selection and price, got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars to fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you. Gotta get to Gills. Selection and price. Gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
Bill's Electric is your local expert for LED lighting retrofits for commercial and industrial applications. Bill's Electric can survey your facility and develop lighting retrofit solutions utilizing the latest in LED technology and controls. In many cases, energy savings alone can generate a payback of 2 years or less. Additionally, LED lighting has an expected lifespan of up to 100,000 hours. Call the Lamborns today at 256-234-4555.
At A&M Plumbing, you can count on us for dependable, quality service. Our staff is professional, neat, clean, and courteous. We're a fully licensed and insured plumbing company. Call on A&M Plumbing for any plumbing, sewer, or septic problems. We provide a comprehensive line of plumbing repair and installation services to keep your home's plumbing systems in top order. When you need plumbing service, call on the professionals at A&M Plumbing. Service at its best, when you need it most.
We love football season.
Don't pass on these deals.
Drive a new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab 4x2 Express for $289 down, $289 a month during Ram Power Days at Bice Motors.
Score big and save all season long.
Lease the all-new redesigned 2017 Jeep Compass Latitude for just $149 a month.
Drive in for the savings. Drive out with the win.
Come see us in Alex City. BriceChryslerDodge.com.
I hate them.
Wow.
Well, yeah, wow.
That much of an introduction, huh?
Welcome back to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown. Kind of talk everybody on Facebook Live that watches us. They get to continue to hear our conversations. You know, we got a friend of ours, a wedding on the 16th of December, and trying to figure out. But you and I'll be in Hayesburg, Mississippi, along with Michael.
And it's hard to get on to them too, because you want to initially. The first thing you say is, that's those fall weddings, man. It's 50-50. You never know.
That's right.
Or not even 50-50. For me, it's 0-100. I'm going to the football game. But for us, see, like she did it right. She's the middle of December. You think there's no conflict, but when you're dealing with the HSA Radio Network, we got Alabama, Mississippi All-Star game.
Just keep playing football all year. So, and to be honest about it, football really doesn't end until the end of December now, and with all the All-Star games. And then you look at teams and players coming back, they play. A lot of those guys play baseball or soccer, and man, as soon as that season's over, they're in spring football. Man, time just absolutely just blows by. It's so much to do, but we'll get back into the other side of 6A over there.
Other side of 6A, as our buddy Chris Nix said, nobody walks into Frank A. Nix Stadium and walks away with a win, even though I think they were playing in Pell City. Shades Valley defeats Pell City last night 34-7. So Shades Valley, hey, congratulations, you made the second round of the playoff. Bad news is you're playing Austin, who's got Asa Martin, who had 6 carries for 197 yards and 3 touchdowns in the first half last night. There were some stats, Brett, I heard last night. That was one of them that blew me away. How about St. Paul's? They were up 28-0 on Marbury, and they only had run 6 offensive plays. 28-0, only run 6 plays. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Ramsey, the defending state champs, they will move on to play Pinson Valley. Another, oh my gosh, that's going to be a tough one. What that sets up, though, potentially, is Austin against Pinson Valley in the 3rd round of the playoffs. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, if those 2 teams win next week on 11-24, you need to make a way to whatever stadium they're playing in.
Well,
Bo Nix against Asa Martin will be a lot of fun to watch.
And I'm going to tell you something. I said it last night on the broadcast, the Benjamin Russell game. That one could be one for the ages.
I totally agree.
I mean, just 2 talented guys playing 2 good football teams, and just a lot of points possibly going to be scored in that game. Probably who's got the ball last kind of deal. So yeah, I'm with you. Just if you can get to that game, you need to.
Oxford defeats. Oxford will meet Muscle Shoals in the 2nd round, I should say, and Clay Chalkville will take on Homewood. Homewood was down 21-0 at the half. Number 1 ranked team in the state.
To Fort Payne.
That's crazy.
And Fort Payne played Oxford really tough a few weeks ago, so credit that Fort Payne team, but credit Homewood, who's been down for the last few years, really trying to get things turned back around. They and Benjamin Russell similar seasons this year. Both of them kind of flipped the script, started getting things turned back around. And let me just say something as we exit 6A. Benjamin Russell has a bright future. Okay, I mean, very good year this year. I know it didn't end the way we wanted it to, but finished 7-4. Played the toughest schedule in the state for the 2nd consecutive year. A lot different result this year, and that just shows you in all season when you set your mind to it and determination. Benjamin Russell had a lot of sophomores on the field this year. Lots. I'm talking about a lot in key positions. So Landon Codney is a junior quarterback. He'll be a senior next year, and I think he at times really showed how talented he is throwing and running the football. When I know you can say, well, guys start when they're sophomores and juniors, and, how much is one more year going to make? It's amazing what Jack West looked like last night versus what he looked like as a sophomore.
I don't think it's that way, and you got to see it.
And I saw it firsthand.
Same place.
I do. I think Landon Cotney may be one of the better ones we've had in a long time next year as a senior. He'll be in command. It'll be his football team. He's a senior. There's just a different status in your mind, mentality-wise, when you walk on the field and go, okay, it's my senior year. I got to get it done.
It's my team, and everybody's going to listen to me. Also, I just called Homewood number 1 team in the state. I was thinking of Briarwood, I think.
Briarwood.
And because Austin is the number 1 team in the state,
they are.
And they should be.
And they have been, but it's funny. All year, everybody's walked up to us and gone, well, who's that team? Who's number 1 in 6A? Is it so-and-so and so-and-so? And we go Austin, and they go, who?
Yeah.
Austin Robinson?
Yeah.
And so, but no, Austin really no history in football. And now just you get the right players at the right time, it makes a big difference.
A lot of people also forget Asa Martin went down to the IMG Academy and played for a year.
That's right.
And he probably learned a lot. I mean, it's just not for everybody because it is a little different. You don't get to play in a championship tournament at the end.
No,
I mean, IMG, they play their 10 games, I think, and that's it.
No, that's it.
But the plus side is you get beaucoup exposure.
Oh, yeah, and it helps tremendously it's a football factor. Let's just be honest about it. Let's go to 7A. Auburn defeats Davidson 23-7. They move on. They'll face McGill-Tulane, who defeated Jeff Davis 35-14. On the bottom side of that bracket, it's Lee Montgomery over Fairhope 28-7. That might have been a little shocker for everybody last night. Fairhope, a lot of people, I'd seen early prediction in the year of a sleeper of Fairhope making it to to Bryant-Denny Stadium, but not going to be the case. Phoenix City 42-13 winners over Theodore. They'll take on Lee Montgomery.
Good luck.
In that side of the bracket, Auburn, McGill-Tulane, Lee Montgomery Central. Like I said, it's kind of like a semifinal round next week already.
And then on the other side of the bracket, you got Mountain Brook taking on Thompson. That game will be fun from a recruiting perspective in terms of Talia Tungavailoa at quarterback for Thompson, who's had an unbelievable year, and then Harold Joyner, whose year probably hadn't gone exactly the way he wanted to. He's been dealing with some injuries, et cetera, but still a very good running back. I still think Thompson's a pretty big favorite in that game. And then the bottom is the game of the week. I don't think there's any question about it for next week. Hoover taking on Hewitt-Trussville. I can't imagine a better second-round game, Brett, and at least on paper. And you got Hoover, the team that seems to always be there, and Hewitt is the team
that's up and coming.
They just light up the scoreboard. Now, they had no points at the end of the first against Spain Park, but I'm going to chalk that up a little bit to they might have been looking ahead.
Well, we knew that was going to be the toughest game too, and Hewitt kind of struggled last week in their game. Let's go ahead and fast forward in 7A because they'll actually have a week off after next week because everybody else will be playing their semifinal round. Hewitt, the winner of Hewitt-Hoover will play Thompson. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. So you want to talk about game of the week, Hoover-Hewitt. Next week, game of the week, Thompson versus either Hoover or Hewitt on that north side semifinal round. And then fast forward in the south, I believe it'll be Central
and McGill.
And McGill would be who I'd say. But Auburn, everybody just continues to forget about this 10-1 Auburn team.
They have one loss, and the one loss is to Central, and that one loss was by 6 points, and Auburn had the ball in Central territory, and they turned it over on downs late in the game.
Look, don't sleep on this Auburn Tiger team anymore. I mean, McGill has been a thorn in their side. McGill's been a thorn in Phoenix City's side the last 2 years. I wouldn't be shocked if Auburn beat them. I just wouldn't be. I mean, this team is a team that's flown under the radar all year. We'll see how it all plays out. I do like Central over Lee Montgomery. So whoever Central gets there, Auburn, McGill, Tulane is good. 30 seconds.
Okay, really quickly, who do you want to see there? I mean, somebody said, okay, you can pick the two teams that are going to be in the
I'd like to see Central. Are you talking about in the championship?
Yeah, of just 7A.
Of 7A, I'd like to see Central Phoenix City play Thompson.
That's kind of where I'm leaning. I could live with Hewitt. Like Hoover, I'm not anti-Hoover. I'm pro-Hoover.
But it's stale bread for all of us.
I've seen them all, and I've seen them so many times. I kind of want to see Tungavailoa or Paul Tyson throw the ball around.
Against that talented Phoenix City team. Stay tuned. More of the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown coming your way right after this.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Auburn?
U.S. AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. AmeriBank difference. U.S. AmeriBank, banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world. Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life. Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here, or you can shop us online, only at Goree's Furniture.
Your expressway to saving.
Do not buy a car this week
until you check out Hyundai of Auburn.
Max trade value, max savings,
my max markdowns,
Max Credit Union and other lenders ready to approve with the max warranty.
America's Best, 10 years.
When we deal, we pay off your trade no matter what you owe.
And like Christmas, it's just once a year.
And only one place, Hyundai of Auburn.
Get down here today.
I'll tell you, James, right here. Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Getting to see a lot of things when you're on Facebook Live for all of you. James getting some comments coming in, wanting to know what happened to the Wildcats last night. Was Saraland the better team, or were we doomed from the beginning? Here's the way I thought the game played out. You look at a team in Saraland that played in a tough region like we did down there week in and week out, so really no opponent's going to intimidate them. They have an Under Armour All-American quarterback in Jack West who is as good as advertised. If he had to throw for 400 yards a game, he could do it. I mean, if that's Saraland's, if that's what they wanted to shape their offense around, but they've got a great running attack, so they're very balanced, and that's what makes them a good football team. They lost one game to Baldwin County, 15-14. Again, every game takes on its own personality. The Wildcats, James, had their opportunities to make plays early in the game to put points on the board, and they didn't do it. So games take their own shape based on how both teams play. And if the Wildcats had executed a little better offensively, it would have been a different game, I think, because you never know what it does to the mentality of the other team. I think Saraland remembers the sour taste in their mouth from 2 years ago from getting thrashed 41-10. That was the best team they had in school history, even better than the one they've got now. They were
Velas Jones?
They were, and they were loaded on defense too, and they had not been beaten like that. So that kind of shocked them a little bit. So they came off the bus fired up. They came up here with a mission, and credit them for being focused and doing what they had to do. The Wildcats, unfortunately, just didn't execute. We had 2 trips into the red zone. We got no points. We were driving a couple other times, either turned the football over or had a mistake that caused us to punt. So hate that it ended that way. Good football team, good season for us, finishing 7-4 with the toughest schedule in the state, and they'll regroup, and this team's young. They'll continue to get better. I do want to mention one more thing about this before we get out of high school. The 97 state runner-up team was recognized last night on the field. Randy did a really good job of organizing that and getting that team together along with his brother and along with Jerome Gamble kind of heading that up. About 30 of those guys came back last night and were honored between the first and second quarter. They had a little reception before the game under the tent that the Alex City Parks and Recs had put up out there on the north side of the stadium. So all the families, everybody got a chance to get together. Their kids were out there. I just thought it was a very good night for them.
Oh, I thought
20 years later.
And I saw the picture on Facebook, and it was funny because when I saw the picture, I was like, man, some of those guys look like they could still play. And some of them look like they may have been a 20-year coach when they coached that team. It's amazing to watch how some people have aged differently.
Well, Scotty Vines was there, and he could probably still play for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just – and Scotty talked to us about how he runs, I think, 5 miles a day. And, Jerome Gamble still looks as athletic as he ever looked. And got to see a lot of those guys.
What would have to be chasing you to run 5 miles?
I don't know. It's a good question. You need to ask Scotty that. And nothing's. He was talking about his child, one of his children, one of his boys in Head Start runs a mile with him already. I said, can we please get them enrolled over here?
Where are they going to be?
They're actually they are coming. They are going to be coming to Alex City.
You're talking about getting them enrolled now?
Yeah, I'm talking about now. Yeah, let's not wait. But Scotty Vines, one of the most talented football players to ever come through this school. Went on to have a career in college and then went on to play for the Detroit Lions for quite a while. Not just, I made it to the pros, and, now I'm out. But he was a contributor there.
What is he doing now?
I didn't ask him that. There was so much going on and a lot of people talking, just trying to get around to catch up with as many as you can. But want to credit Randy and Jerome and all those guys for coming together to make that. And we're going to do more of that around here, Luke. There's so many teams Benjamin Russell's had in the past that have done really phenomenal things. Two teams honored this year: the '68 undefeated team and the 2000 or the 1997 state runner-up team, the first and only team to make it to a 6A title game for Benjamin Russell High School. So almost made it 2 years ago. That 2015 team was very, very, very close. But to sum up high school, 3 teams left in our area in the playoffs: Central Clay, Tallahassee, who got a big win over Thomas. Well, this Tallahassee team's pretty good,
Yes,
Luke.
they're strong.
We'll have to watch and see how far they go. And Reeltown. Reeltown rebuilding as well. New philosophy down there. Go on the road, get a big win over Faultville. So, congratulations to those 3 teams for moving on into the state playoffs. Luke will be at Bryant-Denny Stadium for the Super 7 in 4 weeks. It's hard to believe. Then you and I will head over to Hattiesburg, Mississippi to call the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game. We really enjoy that football game. Michael will be there as well. And we'll be at the campus of Southern Miss. So it's a good venue. And the last time we went over there, I believe didn't we win the football game?
I
was thinking it was Tyler Watt.
AJ Brown. We scored first. Ben Davis
Tyler
got
Johnson.
a pick six.
That's right.
And Tyree Gray didn't play in the game. Remember, we kept thinking he should have played. And I think he should have, because they also Ty Pigram, I think, was the other quarterback.
Correct.
And he
Tyler
was a little
Johnson.
banged up. And Tyler Johnson, hadn't they both played in the title game? And we were thinking, it would have been good to have Tyree Gray in there, have an extra week of practice or rest.
They should have taken Tyree
because
Gray.
Ole Miss's quarterbacks weren't great, but their receivers, DK Metcalf.
Well, that's right. That's
AJ
when they had,
Brown.
who's at Ole Miss now? Probably the best receiving corps in the conference. That's right. They kind of all run together, but I knew that Alabama had run off a streak there, and then we go over to Mississippi and they win. But we'll head over with a talented team this year, and looking forward to that game in a few weeks. But Luke will wrap up high school football here. We're heading in. A couple minutes left before the top of the hour break. Auburn, Georgia today, probably the game to be focused on, a top 10 matchup. Auburn number 10, Georgia number 1, and then Alabama later on today. Mississippi State number 16, Alabama number 2. That game probably not getting as much pub as it should, but you look at the 2 losses for Mississippi State, Georgia and Auburn, and both were throttlings. I picked Alabama to throttle Mississippi State again, unless they figured something out from those back-to-back losses they had earlier in the season.
And they could have, and Alabama is very banged up. But here's the thing, you're not going to get a lot of pub when the other games of the day are Notre Dame, Miami, where game day is, and then Auburn, Georgia, and then TCU, Oklahoma. So you got 3 top 10 versus top 10 matchups. I mean, Alabama, Mississippi State is not a bad game.
No, it's not.
It's just not. It's not going to be.
We could have used that game a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, well, and also because Alabama has really not had a lot of trouble with Mississippi State. I think that's the other thing.
And people have tried to build that game up to being, over the last few years, even with Dak Prescott there, being a game, but Alabama's dominated.
Well, they came in as the number 1 team in the country one time. But look, I think you've hit the glass ceiling with Mississippi State, Dan Mullen, that is. I don't necessarily know that they can win this game. I mean, I guess that anything can happen.
Yeah.
But I would be shocked, I think, if Mississippi State won today.
No doubt about it. I think everybody would be shocked. We're going to take our top of the hour break. When we come back, we'll be into college football. A lot to talk about here on the show as we move forward. Stay tuned. More of the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At U.S. AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. AmeriBank difference. U.S. AmeriBank, banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control company for a generation, and now we're proud to announce our new name, EnviroCare. You can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs, and EnviroCare's exclusive Centurycon termite colony elimination system that provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. The EnviroCare Centurycon termite protection protects your home year-round. Call the professionals of EnviroCare throughout Central East Alabama. Call for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
A1 Four Seasons, a division of Jackson Refrigeration, is Central Alabama's Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer. With the summer months approaching, the temperatures are rising, and so will your power bill if you don't have one of the latest 410A heat pumps. With R22 Freon prices on the rise, now is the time to make the switch to a new, more efficient unit that will save you hundreds of dollars on your yearly power bill. Call A1 Four Seasons at 256-234-4457. What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold, and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah.
You can count on the caring team at Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation. Our services include physical, speech, and occupational therapy. Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation, 256-329-9061.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Alex City Marine, the Lake Martin area's premier new and used boat and motor dealership. Find out more at alexcitymarine.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown. The thing about Facebook Live is you start responding to people and talking to people in there, and then the TV and the radio part comes back up, and you're kind of looking down at your phone.
And then next thing you know, your producer behind the glass just yells out, "Hey!" and you're back on the air. Like normally there's some kind of procedure.
You know, we do things different around here.
Yeah, I know.
So, you know, one of the things that we talk about a lot on here is our sponsors. And Sure Shot out on Highway 280 has been a long-time sponsor of ours. Woody and Kim Baird, they're having a big day. They actually had a big day yesterday. They're getting out of archery because they're expanding and doing other things, expanding their inventory in other areas. So 20% off over there. You still have time to get in the drawing today for a night. Go to the Facebook page. Go to Sure Shot's Facebook page, like and share the post, and comment either War Eagle or Roll Tide, and you'll be into the drawing for an over $300
So no more
prize.
archery, no more archery range?
Yeah, no more archery over there. They're doing some.
I really did want to go do that. Like that's something I want to do is just shoot a bow.
You can still go over there right now.
Is there time?
Oh yeah. You want to go shoot a bow?
No, I mean I can't do it today.
Well, I mean,
But I've wanted to do it. You know, ever since I hit that deer with my car a couple weeks ago, I've sort of gotten into this hunting
You kind of gotten into a hunting.
It was a 4-point.
Talk about that for a second.
I've never seen anything like it. I was on I-59 coming home from, I had driven, starting on Thursday, I drove from Alabama to Cincinnati. Then Friday, I drove from Cincinnati to Columbus to be with my kids that weekend. Leave Sunday morning from Columbus, drive to Pennsylvania, State College, Pennsylvania, actually, right after the Penn State-Ohio State game. for work. I work Monday morning in State College, and I start driving from State College to Alabama, stop in Knoxville on Monday night. Get up really early, crack of dawn, Tuesday. I get into Alabama, and I'm like, finally, I'm back in Alabama. You know, it's been a whirlwind. I feel like I dodged all the weather that.
And by the way, if you broke down anywhere in the southeast between here and Ohio, just stay on the side of the road. Luke will be by at some point in time.
I'll come by and get you.
He'll be by at some point in time.
But I am driving, and y'all, if I'm lying, I'm dying. I'm coming up. I'm in near the Gadsden area. Maybe 40 minutes from Gadsden. Valley Head, Alabama. I'd never heard of it, but or maybe it was Head Valley. I don't know. It was somewhere in there. And I'm driving down I-59, and the next thing I know, I even yell out, "Good Lord!" Like it's just me in the car because something hit my car, and I'm thinking, and I look up and there's the overpass, and you know that story about the kids that had thrown something over the overpass recently?
Yes.
And that's what I'm thinking, kind of like, what was it? Didn't somebody, Macaulay Culkin did that in the Good Son or the Bad Seed or whatever that show movie was. He threw something over the overpass. I said, somebody has thrown a big furry rock over the overpass and landed right over the car.
Or either hit Sasquatch.
But I know. But, like immediately, I even thought about how stupid that was. Like rocks are.
There's a lot of stuff that can go through your mind in a few seconds.
In a few seconds.
I mean, you just went all over the map.
I called myself a moron and said I just hit a deer. And I'm thinking, okay, this can't be that bad. And then I looked out the front, and my whole front quarter panel's gone. And so I pull over to the side, and my car is beeping. You know, everything's electronic now, and everything's shutting down like the USS Enterprise, and I ran into a Klingon ship. And everything's shutting down. And these two people come up behind me, and they pull up, and they check on me nicely. I mean, it was like 7 in the morning. There was nobody on the interstate. This was I-59. This wasn't some country back road. And he said, "Man, you all right?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, I hit it pretty good. He said, "Well, we could tell because you didn't see it because you didn't hit your brakes." And he said that. I said, "Well, where's the deer?" You know. He said, "Oh, he didn't make it." And I said, "I'm sure about that." I said, "But where is he?" He said, "Well, he's way back there." That deer was about 25, 30 yards behind me and 15 yards to the right of me.
It's amazing, man, to see what can happen and how quickly in a flash. I mean, you know, we're all laughing and all up here, and it's good that we can laugh about it now. But you know, be thankful, man, because that thing could have ended not real well.
My wife was she had just lost another friend here recently, and so she was really upset about it. I mean, I was fine. I mean, it didn't really even shake me up that much because I've hit deer before. I've never hit one on the interstate, and the guy said, you know, when they get in the rut like this, and I was like, well, that deer must have just gotten a text from his girlfriend said, my parents just left. You got 30 minutes. Get over here. And that because you could tell he was like putting his pants on, getting his cell phone tucked in.
Oh man.
But I was like, when I saw him too, like I shouldn't even bring up Louis C.K. but he was one of my favorite comedians till this last week. You know, he's had some problems this week.
He had a lot of
He had a whole thing about deer in one of his bits where he was talking about how when he lived in the city and they'd go to visit the country, and they'd see a deer and he'd go, "Oh, everybody be quiet. It's a gift from God. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen." Everybody's tearing up. He said, but now he's lived in the country about 3 months. He's like, "Get out of here, D." He's like throwing rocks at him.
No,
it's
not such a blessing anymore.
It's not such a blessing anymore.
People may be throwing rocks at Louis C.K. now, so
hit him with a car.
Exactly, hit him on the side of the road. The tailgate giveaway, the Pelican Cooler. You have up until 9 o'clock to get in this. Go out there and share the Sure Shot post. Sure Shot giving away a Pelican Cooler to a lucky Auburn or Alabama fan. You get a nice Auburn or Alabama hat to go with it, and that's just not just some regular Auburn, Alabama hat. These new hats are really, really cool. It's got the state of Alabama on the front, and it's a faded crimson or a faded navy blue with the mesh, the tan mesh in the back. It's a trucker hat, but it's really, really cool. So you got a chance to go out there, share this. It's already been shared a ton. Comment on it. And the winner will be drawn here at 9 o'clock before we go off the air. So you still have about 50 minutes to get in on this drawing. Some other notes out there. It's a good time to get ready for gun season. It starts next weekend. This is the youth hunt weekend. Actually, hunting season, gun season starts this weekend, but it's for youth only. And we want to let everybody know that they have apparel on buy one, get one half off today. So today is the time to get out to the Sure Shot, especially if you're an outdoorsman. It's getting close to Christmas time. Why not going out there? They're ahead of Black Friday. Now, this is the Veterans Day weekend sale going on out at Sure Shot, and you got a chance to, hey, look, if you are a huge archery guy or girl, huge bow hunter, they got all their bows on sale right now, all the stuff that goes with them on sale. So you need to get out to the Sure Shot, and that drawing right now going on.
And that's another thing I learned about hitting that deer. And I've hit deer before, but never on the interstate to do something. It totaled my car, and so it's all been terrible. But man, if you hunt, I don't hunt, and I mean, I'm a much bigger threat to hurt myself hunting than I am to hurt anything on four legs. So I don't know anything about guns or archery. I always wanted to shoot a bow, but that's why I was saying I'm scared. So, but if you do hunt, I want to tell you right now, I'm not one of those vegans, vegetarians, PETA people. I thank you. I'm telling you right now, thank you for your service. Go out there and get all the deer you can as far as I'm concerned. If it clears them out off the interstate, I'm pro hunting.
Michael sends this picture. Luke be like, I wish he could flash that picture.
Let me tell you what, I would.
Somebody with two deer hanging out the back of their car, blood dripping everywhere.
Well, do you ever think about like when do you watch Walking Dead?
I do, and can I pause you because we got to get to hard break, and we'll come back and I'll get that. Well, I hate to interrupt you, but we got affiliates wanting to get to break. Stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
So you want to build a home? Build the home you want with America's Home Place. Choose from over 150 floor plans, then personalize. Tile backsplash with granite countertops? Done. A spacious bathroom you've always dreamed of? You got it. Choose every detail, floors, cabinets, even the paint color.
How about electric lime?
Can't decide? Relax. At America's Home Place, we take care of it all. It's your home. Own it. America's Home Place.
We love football season.
Don't pass on these deals.
Drive a new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab 4x2 Express for $289 down, $289 a month during Ram Power Days at Bice Motors.
Score big and save all season long.
Lease the all-new redesigned 2017 Jeep Compass Latitude for just $149 a month.
Drive in for the savings. Drive out with the win.
Come see us in Alex City. BiceChryslerDodge.com.
Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
Whether it's a dream house or corporate real estate, Concrete has the skill, expertise, and talent to exceed your expectations. Trust Concrete to build a foundation for your future. Our work ethic and dedication are always in keeping the competition on their toes. We specialize in residential and commercial development in the Coosa, Talladega, and Shelby County areas. Call us today for your next project, 256-245-4211, or check us out on the web at con-crete.com.
There is a strength inside you, unknown and imperfect, waiting. And when you think you have nothing left to give, when each obstacle in your path is more formidable than the last, that's when you'll find it. And with that strength, your greatness will have no limits.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. We got off in bow hunting, and Sure Shot's got a great sale going on today. Had a great sale. It started yesterday. It leads into today. We're going to give away that $300 Pelican cooler here in about 25 or 30 minutes on the show before we get off the air. So you need to go on that Facebook page right now and like, share, and comment to have a chance to win it. Already a ton of people in the drawing coming up, so we'll give that away here shortly. But you were saying about The Walking Dead as one.
No, what I was saying was, if you heard on Facebook Live, but our producer comes in and says, "Oh, you were saying it'd be so cool to shoot a crossbow." I was like, "No, I'm saying I'd be dead because I don't hunt well, and like I watch them every week. They have to go out and shoot a deer or shoot a squirrel. I saw one of them shoot a turtle and eat it. I can't do any of that stuff. I don't. If I run over an armadillo, I feel bad." That's
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not one. Now, I didn't feel bad about this deer. That was kind of on him. But
you know, people tell me all the time. You know, I'm not on the. You know, I like to hunt, but I don't hunt like I fish. You know, and fishing. I mean, everybody knows me that. I mean, I'd rather be fishing about doing anything else out there. And everybody's like, "Well, man, what's the difference?" You know, everybody talks about, I don't really like hunting, I don't like to kill stuff, but, I see those videos, those tuna you bring over the board, you sticking them gas in, blood going everywhere. I'm like, yeah, I mean, you're harvesting something that, for food. I mean, so if you hunt, most of the time people that hunt, they're either, they're gonna harvest that deer or that animal for food, and that's what we do with the fish. I mean, if it's a marlin, we tag and release it. If it's a swordfish, everybody's like, man, that big swordfish. I'm like, we harvested that fish. We got the meat from that fish, and it's a lot of meat, and it's really good. And if you go to the market, it's very expensive meat. So it's a win-win. So it's not like we're just killing stuff and just letting it all going out there. I mean, and we only take what. And then my good friend down in Venice, Louisiana, Peace Marvel, if the fish are just on fire, he is only going to allow you to keep what he thinks is reasonable. He's a firm believer in you abuse the resource, you get burned, you get cursed. And so we leave them biting a lot of times because he goes, man, there's 5 of y'all on this boat. Y'all got 900-pound yellowfin tuna. You got 900 pounds of meat right here. Who in the heck needs any more? So, I mean, that's just
the most important thing in that story. You got a friend named Peace Marvel.
That's right.
I have a friend, and I ain't talked to her in a long time, but her name's Russell Bannon. I told her one time, I said, you got the coolest name I've ever heard. It sounds like you ought to be James Bond's sidekick.
That's right. And Peace Marvel seems like he ought to be in a comic book.
He does.
Like
Peace
a
superhero.
He's he's
Captain Planet. That's his alter ego.
That's right. And so
let's talk college football.
Yeah, let's get into some college football, but a lot of stuff going out there. Mark Knight said, how long will AU, Georgia, UA, Mississippi State stay close before Auburn or before Georgia and Alabama pull away? You made an analysis there. I think Alabama will pull away.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm not sure. I'm not sold that Georgia's going to win the football game today, man. I mean, I look at this, and Andy and I talked about it yesterday on the show. The stats are very similar. Georgia's a little bit better than Auburn defensively, but Auburn's a little bit better than Georgia offensively. And, so it kind of all evens out. The game is near a pick 'em. I think, Georgia's 2.5, 3-point favorite, something like that. I mean, I think everybody's expect this game to be close. Both offenses the last 2 years have struggled mightily. I don't think that'll be the case this year, although I think both defenses are better this year. So, I'm interested to see how it's going to play out.
It wouldn't shock me either way. It's funny with games like this, though. Everybody thinks, well, I don't think Georgia will just blow them away. But I think Georgia could obviously win the game. I think this is going to be a close game, like a 24-20 type game, and it's not going to shock me to see either team win the ball game. Georgia is going into the most hostile environment they've been into all year. They did go to Notre Dame, and they did win, but
they had more fans there than Notre Dame.
I was going to say, at worst, it was a 50-50 crowd. And it's also a little different because it's a conference game now. This is also the South's oldest rivalry. So, yeah, I think it's a little different.
And let me go back and say this about our preseason predictions. I had Georgia undefeated going into this game. I actually had Auburn losing 2 football games this year, but I had Auburn losing to LSU and Alabama. Mm-hmm. And the reason I did that is because I said, until Auburn can go and prove that they can win in Baton Rouge, I ain't picking them again. And guess what? They still hadn't proved that they can win in Baton Rouge, even though they had a 20-point lead. I did think Auburn would beat Clemson this year because without Deshaun Watson early in the year, and Auburn had their chances, Luke. They scored 2 field goals instead of scoring 2 touchdowns. They could have been up 14-0 instead of 6-0. And like I said in the high school blitz segment of the show, when you take advantage of opportunities, it changes the psyche of the game. It may have changed the way the game ended. Now Auburn's lost 2 games, so they've got the toughest 2 left on the plate to finish 10-2, and I don't think they'll do that. But I think they can win one of them. I really do, and I think the most winnable one is obviously today. So they got to get this Georgia game. I did say Georgia would be undefeated going into this game, and I did say this would be Georgia's only loss of the year. So
it'll be interesting if because here's the thing, too, when you talk about motivation, I know Georgia wants to be undefeated, there's no doubt. But I firmly believe Georgia can lose this game, but if they win out, they're still in the playoffs. If Georgia wins out after this, they're still in the playoffs. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
And they've already won the East anyway. I mean,
so that may be a mild factor, but I don't think so. I think Georgia's not going to treat it that way. I feel pretty sure that Kirby Smart, who learned at the foot of Nick Saban, is not going to look at this game as we can sort of take this one off, because the other thing is you can never take a chance.
Well, you never want to lose the edge.
Right.
All right, period. Because from here on out, say what you want, Georgia tends to struggle coming down the stretch. They got Kentucky. I know Kentucky hadn't looked good, and Kentucky's record should be a lot better than it is. They actually should only have 1 loss. They blew it last week, and they blew it against Florida. But with that being said, Georgia has to play them. Then they got to turn around and play a scrappy Georgia Tech team. So it's not like this is some real smooth sailing into Atlanta for them. They got several games left on the schedule, and the last thing you want to do is start having letdowns and start playing like crap and maybe lose 2 of those games coming down the stretch, and you go, well, man, we had a great season going. Now we're out of the mix for the national championship. Now all we got to look forward to is the SEC title game. It's all about mentality, man. You got to keep your edge every week.
No, I agree with you, and that is the other side of this. If you do lose this Auburn game, if you're Georgia, all of a sudden you can't. Now you got to win out. You can't drop Georgia Tech and still assume that you're going to get in. And
that's how fast the season can go downhill. Yeah. I mean, you look at Georgia to this point, they're number 1 in the country. If they lose today and they lose to their rival Georgia Tech, now what are Georgia fans going, well, here we go again.
Well, and even
it's the same mess.
In my opinion, now it depends on what else happens the rest of the country. But I would say you're probably out at that point. Now,
they're out at that point.
Last night, Washington loses again, so the Pac-12's got no viable candidates anymore.
The Pac-12's terrible.
And the Big 12, somebody, either Oklahoma or TCU, will have their second loss, so they're not going to have as many viable candidates anymore. And then there may be a rematch of those 2 exact teams in the championship game, and what if the other team wins? And now you got a bunch of 2-loss teams. We don't know what's going to happen, but there's no right or wrong here. It's just I think in the end, it's just better for Georgia if they just win. They don't need to look at it like we can drop this one.
Well, and I think Auburn knows what's ahead of them, too, today. That's why it's such a big game. Stay tuned. More of the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown coming your way right after this.
The door's open, the beer's cold, and the biscuits are hot at Foshee Sportz on Dable Road in Alexander City. Fishing season is in year-round and live bait is available. Non-ethanol gas is available along with propane and pellet ice. So come on by and see what we're all about, where the kitchen is open Monday through Friday early at Foshee Sportz on Dable Road in Alexander City. And tell them old Katie sent you right here from the front porch, WAXC TV.
Lakeside Marina and Watercraft Rentals have spring fever and are happy to announce that Bennington is back. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek is now Lake Martin's Bennington pontoon dealer with all models of Bennington pontoons that deliver speed, power, and stability with their elliptical sport packages and best-in-class styling and luxury. See the full line now for best selection as well as the all-new personal watercraft from Kawasaki. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek, #1 for a reason. Lakeside Marina is also your authorized Easy Go kart dealer for Lake Martin.
Hi.
We're looking for insurance.
Oh, let's see who's free. When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a Trusted Choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Did your team just win the big game? Are you looking for a unique way to honor a valuable employee? Lila's Engraving has you covered, offering a large selection of custom trophies and plaques. Lila's also offers cast aluminum car tags, custom engraved wine glasses, clocks, and wood cutting boards. They even offer custom framing for any art or picture as well. Lila's combines the best quality items with the fastest service around. With over 27 years of experience in the Alexander City and Lake Martin areas, Lila's Engraving is your only choice for custom awards and engraved gifts. Always remember, winners choose Lila's.
LMG Advertising Agency offers a comprehensive marketing solution tailored to each of our clients' needs. We are a full-service marketing firm offering website design and development, video production, social media marketing, search engine optimization, and overall branding that includes logo design, brochures, mailouts, and more. Our experienced team of marketing professionals would love to come up with a marketing strategy that will deliver results for you and your business. Learn more at lmgadagency.com or call today to start at 256-825-0197.
Whether it's a walk-off home run, a game-winning touchdown, or a buzzer beater, make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup. Located in downtown Sylacauga and a short drive from Highway 280, Jay's has the food you're looking for. Whether it's wings, fingers, burgers, or salads, they have it all. Come bring your family for a great meal, come hang out with your friends for the big game, or call them at 256-207-0700 to place your order. Make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup. Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown. About 25 minutes or so left in today's show. Glad everybody's joined us out there up on Thunder 92 in the Talladega, Anniston, Oxford area, 97.5 Kowaliga Country, WAXC Charter Channel 3, and Facebook Live. So many different ways that you can watch and listen to our shows, talking about the crazy world of college football. You look at all these different scenarios coming down. What if this team wins, and what if this team? It'll all play its way out, but it could be, like I said, Luke, one of the craziest endings to a college football season, or it could just go, well, that's kind of how we figured it was going to end up. We were talking about some teams during the break that a lot of people watched on Facebook Live. Iowa State already with 3 losses. They got a game against Oklahoma State today. I don't think they'll beat Oklahoma State, but you're trying to find I think the only 2-loss team right now that has a legit shot to get in the playoffs, Auburn. And Auburn is number 10. With a chance to play the top 2 teams in the next 3 weeks. So their resume could look really, really good. Now, they would have to win those 2 games plus go win the SEC championship game. But if they were to do that, I think you got to get them in there. And then the question becomes, Justin says, Alabama would only have 1 loss to Auburn, but they'd be out of a championship game. Where do they fall in the mix? Does Alabama get in if they lose that 1 game to Auburn in 2 weeks? I mean, I don't know, man.
I think they could. I think there's a scenario where Alabama and Auburn could both get in.
How crazy is that? How crazy would a playoff scenario be to have both Auburn and Alabama back in it? And to me, they would figure out a way to put them on both sides. Do you think they?
You think so? No, I think they'd put them on opposite sides.
And that's what I'm saying, on opposite sides.
And then you play Alabama and Auburn for a national championship in Atlanta.
Right. That's right.
Atlanta burned down again.
It explode.
It couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle it. You couldn't handle it.
I wouldn't be able to do
it. Randy, Justin, nobody.
What would we do that week?
We'd all have to leave. I'd say, you know what? We're going to have to call your buddy Peace Marvel and go fishing.
Just go get on a boat.
We're going to leave all our phones and just.
I don't know. I think we'd all have bleeding ulcers.
I don't think. I don't want it. I don't want it.
But you know what, Luke? I hate to say this. I think it's coming one day in this new playoff scenario.
It might.
I think it's coming.
I've got enough. I've got enough stress in my life.
I think it may finish all of us off.
I'd rather hit 6 more deer than watch that game.
Just line them up on
just line them up and
just take a running start. I don't know. I don't think the players and coaches could handle it. I think it would be just such the fans. I don't even know what type of environment that would be. I think that would be just an anomaly in itself. Could you imagine that? Let's just stop and think about that for a second. I don't understand the enormity of a game like that. I mean, like, whoever won the first one, so be it. The Iron Bowl, we're all going over here to play for all of it, and it's Auburn, Alabama.
And another reason I don't
the
want
biggest football game in college football history.
I agree, and that's another reason I don't want it, and I'll tell you why. Because the Alabama-Auburn game is generally it's
sacred.
It is
it's
Christmas Day here in the state of Alabama.
It's sacred.
And if you have a game where Alabama and Auburn played for a national championship, it would take the luster off that game forever, I think, in terms of, well, whoever wins the next one. Let's say Alabama won the national championship game, right, against Auburn, and then Auburn wins the next three, it would be like, yeah, well, we got you in that national championship game, and y'all would always be like, gosh.
Well, what does it
or it'd be the other way.
Well, it would be, I don't know. I think if you play 10 times, the intensity would still be immense. I mean, this game is, I don't know, man. I just, it could be. Or we all might have to just pack up and go over there.
No, I can't do it. Couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. What is Justin saying? Come on, Luke. Well, come on, Luke. What? You want this game?
Could you imagine all of us, our group, sitting together at that game? Could you imagine?
It wouldn't be a group for long. You talk about you see so one of us would be getting dragged out like that woman that was smoking in Bryant-Denny the other day.
That's probably
By the way, she came out.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Mark Knight asked about Notre Dame and Miami. We want to talk about that. But the woman that was smoking in Bryant-Denny, like, she came out and she was like, I want to tell my side of the story. And I was like, okay, this will be good. Like, maybe she's got like reverse emphysema and she's got to smoke to stay alive or something. She just said, well, other people were doing it and I didn't know you couldn't do it. The ignorance. You didn't know you couldn't smoke in a stadium?
Look, the NCAA passed a rule for college basketball coaches saying, look, you can't go, oh, I didn't know that guy was doing all that anymore as an excuse. Well, wake up, idiot. You can't use, well, everybody else was smoking around me and they didn't get them. They just picked me out. Well, you're not supposed to smoke, period.
When those two kids behind you got black lung, did you not think, you know what,
ridiculous.
Maybe it made me so mad. I mean, look. I get it. If you're a smoker, you feel like you've been, ostracized. I get it, and maybe it's not necessarily fair. But I think that's.
But it's also not.
It's not fair to blow smoke on other people
that chooses not to do it.
That's right.
So I mean, it's the give and take.
Justin, I want to know what you're talking about here. You sent me a message on Facebook Live that we're doing the show. You said, "Come on, Luke." Well, come on, what? But Mark Knight talks about Notre Dame and the U. Are we supposed to go somewhere? Mark Knight said.
You good?
Mark Knight said. University of Miami against Notre Dame today. That's where game day is. It is interesting. I'll tell you, Mark Richt has a funky calmness about him.
He really does.
Down there. Like he always did at Georgia, even when they were getting beat. You remember the Alabama blackout game when at halftime they were interviewing him, like most coaches would be like, oh my gosh, what has just happened? And he was kind of like, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. And they were like, you're down 31-0, coach. And, Georgia made a little bit of a comeback that game. But Mark Richt never, he's even
and
keeled.
I think he's gotten down there.
But he's even more even keeled.
He's gotten away from the intensity of the SEC, Luke. He's gotten away from the intensity of the SEC, and he's down there.
Chilling.
He's down there he's on South Beach going, man, hey, look, we don't have a lot of expectations right now. Life's good. Life is good. Can't you hear him saying it? Justin says, it would be fun to have Auburn and Bama in the championship.
It wouldn't at all. It wouldn't be fun. There's nothing.
There's part of the more we talk about it, the more I want it.
No, you don't.
The more we talk about it up here, the more I want it.
And you don't want it.
I just want to see it.
The only person who wants it, Brett, is your doctor. Because he'll be able to bill you from now for the next decade if that were to happen.
Oh, man. I'm telling you, you want to talk about intense. Look, here's the problem.
If it had itis on the end of it, you'd have it.
Here's the problem. Is the amount of time leading up to that game for the playoffs, just the anticipation. Our semifinal game will be pins and needles for both of us because we're like, we get there.
If you want to ruin Christmas, you just let this possibility even be floated out there.
What would this state? I mean, I'm telling y'all, this would be, hey, we want to ask y'all out there, what would you like to see Auburn and Alabama meet again in a month for the national championship?
I don't want to see them meet on this regularly scheduled game, Brett.
I know, it makes me sick too. There's just a part of the sickness that I don't want to see this.
I love you, Randy, and Justin, but when it comes to Auburn, I'm like, I just can't do it, man. I don't want to see you. I don't want to be around you. When I go to the Alabama-Auburn game in Auburn, and I see a lot of people I like and a lot of people I'm friends with, Like when I see them, I can tell their eyes are burning through me, and mine are doing the same through
That's
them.
right. You got that
It's
secret power.
We take this too seriously.
We do.
But that is what makes it awesome.
That's right.
I'm not going to sit up here at 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning when I get done with the scoreboard show at midnight with all this horn of plenty in front of me and talk about
And
this
that
if I
puppy
didn't hear
just
about it
grew
so
a
much.
minute ago. It just sprouted up.
That goiter.
We got to go to break. When we come back, we'll keep this discussion going.
Your comfort is our number one concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's train dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our number one concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loan. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
Game day. Last season you were watching football at the mercy of that loathed cable company and your weird roommate with the ornery chinchilla. But today you're going to watch wherever the Wild you want. You go here, Wild Wind Cafe. They've got all the games on more screens than you can count, and cute roommates. This is just the Wild you need. So go wild, superfan. We can't help you choking QB, but we do have cold beer.
So you want to build a home? Build the home you want with America's Home Place. Choose from over 150 floor plans, then personalize. Tile backsplash with granite countertops? Done. A spacious bathroom you've always dreamed of? You got it. Choose every detail, floors, cabinets, even the paint color.
How about electric lime?
Can't decide? Relax. At America's Home Place, we take care of it all. It's your home. Own it. America's Home Place.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gills. Selection and price, got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you. Gotta get to Gills. Selection and price. Gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
What do you see when you think about your future?
Do you see determination that keeps you going, that helps you make a difference in your world?
Do you see challenges that make you stronger?
Southern Union State Community College realizes that your opportunities for greatness are unlimited. Your journey has just begun.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Hyundai of Auburn. You owe it to yourself. Call Hyundai of Auburn today at 334-321-0777 and visit them online at HyundaiofAuburn.com.
You know, the fun thing about our program is that you never know, especially when me and you up here, where this thing's going.
I know.
And it's turned into something. Mark said he's crying. He's up here crying.
Well, Mark, for those
I'm crying too.
Mark said if it was Alabama versus Auburn in the national championship game, and we had to do a lot of shows about it, who would snap first.
No, we'd just be on 24/7.
It would just be on 20. And, like, I think most people would say, okay, Luke would snap first or Brett would snap first. And my money would be on Randy. Because Randy's, he's wound tight as dick on Matilda already. It wouldn't take much. It would just take one little crack in that foundation. Next thing you know, Randy's having to come up.
He's like, I'm tired of all this. He's cleaning off the computer.
People have seen us snap. Like, nobody's seen Randy snap. I think everybody would be like, okay, he wins.
He keeps it together more than we do for sure. Yeah. But I tell you, as I look at my wrinkled up notes from yesterday from being on the show, let's talk about around the SEC today. Outside of Mark said that Andy's the instigator.
Yeah, that is true.
That's true. We all got these little roles.
You know, that's
Although Andy's just quit being on Gus Buck. He jumped off way back three stops ago.
He said Andy loves to watch. He doesn't care who wins, who loses. He just wants to see the wreck. He wants to see the carnage.
Yes.
Andy will poke that bear.
Yeah, he does. He does. Let's go around the SEC. Who you got, Luke, is a little game we like to play on the Auburn Blitz, so we'll play it this morning. Florida at South Carolina. South Carolina, a 6-point favorite. Do they cover?
I'm going to say they do. I mean, Florida looks like they have done the Columbia House 11 CDs for a penny, mailed it in, and I think they have. I mean, South Carolina.
I forget those days, man.
Andy and I talked about it the other day. We said they mailed it in so hard. They got Thriller, they got Purple Rain.
Hey, it was all good until you got that first thing in the mail. You had to buy that next CD. You had to buy that CD for $82.20.
And you remember you used to tape the penny to the thing? I mean, like, I'm paid up. I got.
I'm good until this first one comes in. But Florida at South Carolina, you think they cover? I do. I think South Carolina actually wins the game big. Arkansas at LSU. LSU a 17-point
Okay, this is so stupid and nothing more than a gut feeling and history, recent history. I think Arkansas gives them everything they want. I think it's Alabama hangover, and you can tell Orgeron put a lot of eggs in this Alabama basket, and he took it real seriously. And I think Brett Bielema's kind of going in here loosey-goosey, and he's like, I got to do something. Yep. And he's going – I'm just telling you, I don't think Arkansas wins. I think they keep it very, very close.
I actually went opposite of that. I think they
blow them out.
They cover. I think LSU really –
18 points is a lot of points.
I just think Arkansas is horrible, man. They played Coastal Carolina last week, and they should have lost. Kentucky at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt a 2.5-point favorite here. What is that saying?
I'm going to say that Vandy wins this game. I think Kentucky is so frustrated right now. This season has bombed. I'll tell you, if I was a Kentucky fan, I'd be very disappointed in the way this season's gone. You leave two men uncovered for touchdowns against a bad Florida team, and that loss looks worse and worse. And then you get blown out at Mississippi State. You can forgive that on the road in the SEC sometimes, but then you drop another home game to Ole Miss. I mean, a team that's they were without Shea Patterson.
I know, man. And hey, man, that junior college, the other Hawaiian quarterback in the
Tiamu,
man, looks pretty good there. New Mexico at Texas A&M. We'll skip that one. Tennessee at Missouri. Missouri, a 12-point favorite.
And I don't think it's enough.
I don't either.
I don't either. Butch Jones.
You talk about mailing it in.
They are talking about Butch Jones as if he's not even there anymore. They're talking about John Gruden and whoever else. If they don't get John Gruden, who they get?
They should.
And Butch is still, I'm still coaching.
Yeah, but it's pathetic. Now, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if you call that coaching. And then we'll save the last two here for the last segment, Alabama, Mississippi State, Auburn, and Georgia. As we come up, we've got a giveaway coming up in the next 10 minutes, and we'll let you know who it is who wins that $300 Pelican cooler from Sure Shot out there on Highway 280. Now, make sure you go out there. They're having a big sale today. If you're an archery fan, today's your day. You need to go out there and check it out. We'll have that drawing there. You still have a few seconds to get into the drawing. If you go out there, like, share, and comment on the page, and then if it's an Auburn or Alabama fan, you'll win that nice hat. And it's not just a regular Auburn or Alabama hat out there. I do want to talk about a new sponsor real quick. We haven't been able to talk about Ernie's Hot Dogs and Catering on out there at Marketplace Shopping Center on 280. The owners are Ernie Luster and Miranda Gill. Go out there and check them out, man. Serving from 9 to 2 every day out at the Marketplace Shopping Center out on Highway 280. Again, Ernie's Hot Dogs. You'll see their stand put up out there. And you know what? There's nothing better than a hot dog from one of those hot dog stands.
Oh, great.
You go to New York or Chicago, and you have to get a hot dog from one of those stands when you go to those cities. Well, the same here. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just,
I agree.
they just taste better for some reason.
I'm right there with you. You know, I wonder, do they do like Conecuh sausage? Like, I always thought people should do that, like have a Conecuh sausage stand too.
I think that would go over huge.
Yeah.
And the bratwurst, that kind of stuff.
While we were just talking about Randy started a business with Conecuh sausage.
It's just that quick.
I know, he's on top of it, man.
And entrepreneur at its finest. So we'll go ahead here in just a second and pick these winners and draw that out.
Are we gonna do that live?
No, we'll probably do it on Facebook Live.
Okay.
So we'll get those handed out here to us. If Michael will get those in a little, get us some of that and bring it out here, and then we'll draw it out and we'll figure out who is the winner of this Pelican cooler, man, here in the next couple minutes. I mean, this thing's nice.
It is nice.
It's over $300, and you talking about keep it for yourself or give it as a probably not going to get, whoever wins it, probably not giving it away. Probably not giving it away as a Christmas present unless it's for I don't know, whoever.
Yeah, it could be.
Could be. So
how big is it? Can a deer fit in it?
Yeah, once it's quartered up, once it's cleaned out.
Well, yeah, because I was going to say, like, I had when I hit the deer, I kind of split it in half. I could have folded it.
Man, this has gotten brutal on here today. He's like, well, I split it in half, and there were guts everywhere and stuff like that.
Look, I don't like seeing all that stuff.
Let me see if I can pull up the size of this cooler real quick before we go to this commercial break, because we want to get all of this. And let's see, I can't see.
Increase it.
I think it's 30. I think it's a 30-gallon Pelican cooler, which is a very nice size. Very, very nice size. When you see it, you'll see how big it is, and it's unique. It's like it's army green. It's the color, so it's not that normal white or beige. It's really a neat look, and so again, the Auburn and Alabama hats to go with it are really, really cool. But we'll have a winner here shortly, again, we want to thank everybody for joining in on the drawing that has liked and commented on this and shared this post over the last couple of weeks. And go out to Sure Shot. They got that huge sale going on. It's Christmas time coming up. It's the best time for you to go out there and purchase some stuff. We're going to take our final break of the show. When we come back, we'll have a winner in this tailgate giveaway. Stay tuned. More of the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown coming your way right after this.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Auburn?
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
When you're born, you're really young. You're like 0 years old. My grandma tells me to quit growing up so fast. But what can I do about it? My mom keeps throwing me birthday parties.
Russell Medical, comprehensive care in your corner of the world.
Show Enough Barbecue. Since 1990, we've been serving you the finest barbecue in Alexander City. Gerald believes in cooking fresh meat daily, and the secret to that is, I'm not going to tell you. Show Enough is just not about barbecue, but also known for fresh vegetables and homemade pies. That's where I come in. I'm Linda Sanford, better known as the Pie Lady. We also do catering. For more information, give us a call at 234-7675.
Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. At Walls, you'll find a dedicated staff offering top quality service from routine maintenance to a full engine overhaul and everything in between. Brian Walls and the folks at Walls Tire are local folks that you know, and they provide the best service always at a fair price. Find out what the rest of the Lake Martin area already knows. Walls Tire is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. Just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City. This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Russell Do-It Center, offering a complete assortment of lumber, building materials, electrical, and plumbing supplies. Russell Do-It Center stores deliver first-class service, top-rate products, and competitive do-it-best pricing.
They went back home. All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown, the big drawing here for the 30-gallon Pelican cooler, over $300 value out at Sure Shot. They have a big weekend going on, Luke, and the way we did this, went down through here, we mixed them up randomly, and you called the number out 211, and the winner is, drum roll, Zachary Leith. Zachary Leith. You win the
That's cool.
It is, man. It'd be nice to have that name pulled out, and you know, it's a very simple contest. We've done it several times, and Zachary Leith is the winner of the Pelican cooler. So exciting time. Zachary, go by and see Sure Shot, and they'll hook you up with that Pelican cooler. We'll notify Kim Baird and Woody out there at Sure Shot and let them know that Zachary is the winner. Congratulations. And he also commented War Eagle, so maybe that's a sign of things for Auburn today at Georgia, with Georgia coming into town. But Luke, let's talk about Alabama, Mississippi State. Alabama, 2-touchdown favorite in this game, and that's about what I expect.
Yeah, I expect Alabama pulls away late. I think those Cowbells keep it close for a while, but eventually Alabama's going to pull away. I think they've just got too much firepower.
I agree. So what's your score? What do you think?
I'm going to say 31-14.
31-14. That's probably about right. Yeah. I think I'm with you on that. I think Alabama covers and moves on. We'll talk. Yeah, we'll get to Auburn, Georgia. I've got so many comments and stuff coming in.
And let me say one other thing. Thanks to everybody who has liked our Sports Blitz live page this week. I've had to have sort of a blitz to get people.
That's right.
to like the page, and we're at 2,993 as of this moment. So 7 people away from 3,000.
How about that, man? It's a milestone for us, and we want to thank all of you out there for watching and listening to us every time we're on the air. We got some really dedicated supporters of our programming, and they're on as much as we are, which is a lot.
Yep, and we appreciate all of them.
We do. So had somebody comment, said, are y'all going to talk about football today, or are you just going to keep talking about targeting a deer with a car? So that was an hour ago. I just saw that. But anyway, we have talked some football. Auburn, Georgia here, the last part of the show, the oldest rivalry in the South. Georgia, outside of a couple of games, has had Auburn's number, but it hadn't been because Georgia's really just come in and blown Auburn's socks off. It has a lot to do with the poor effort that Auburn's put on the field in some of these games. I mean, let's just be honest about it. Auburn should have won the last 2. At home 2 years ago, they lost 20-13. A punt return ended up being the difference in that game. Both both anemic offenses last year. Both offenses anemic. Georgia didn't even score an offensive touchdown the entire game. Auburn couldn't cross midfield and get in field goal range for Daniel Carlson, who can kick 70-yarders, it seems
That's right.
like. So very poor offensive performance 2 years in a row. I don't think that'll be the case this year. I think the offenses will rebound. There'll be some points scored in this game, but I do think the storyline is the defenses in this game for Georgia and Auburn. I think both teams have outstanding up front 7 players. There's a lot of depth there. Rokon Smith is probably one of the best linebackers in the country. If you go back and look at his recruiting story, they were very lucky to land him. Lucky he was headed to UCLA, but they get him late. Auburn, the best pass rusher in the country, and Jeff Holland. I think he's really emerged as somebody that we thought he could be, but he's living up to the billing out of high school that we all thought he was going to be. So, Luke, just over to you. Just, I take your glasses off as far as looking against Auburn. What do you think in this game?
I think if I had a little more faith in Gus Malzahn, I'd pull the trigger for Auburn, but I'm going to go 24-20 Georgia. I just somehow, some way, the Malzahn thing just doesn't seem like it's working anymore. And I keep going back to what are the big games he's won that didn't involve something crazy happening like Miracle and Jordan Hare in the kick 6. And I think those are once in a lifetime type things that just happen to happen 3 weeks apart from one another.
Yeah,
so
man,
I'm going to say Georgia 24-20, but I could easily see that score being flip-flopped.
Yeah, yesterday on the Auburn Blitz, Andy picked Georgia 26-17. And so, yeah, I mean, he said that it was 20-17 late, and then Georgia's able to score one maybe right there at the end to put it away. Auburn, and the flip side, I think there may be more points scored than a lot of people think. I think Auburn wins 31-30. I think that's a nail biter. It comes down to the end. It'll be a fun game to watch, and it just seems like the way these games have played out over the last few years, even though some have been less interesting than others, they've been close. All of them have been close. So I think it'll be another close one. I think Auburn understands what their role is in all of this. I know Georgia knows what's on the line. They're having the best season they've had since 1982. The last time they entered a game, 9-0. Just so much on the line. It'll be an unbelievable atmosphere. I'm excited about going to the game today, and I know there's a lot of people up and down 280 right now heading to Auburn for that 2:30 start. And again, if Georgia loses this football game, they're still going to Atlanta playing for an SEC championship, but how does it affect them mentally?
I agree.
With Kentucky and Georgia Tech still looming, if they were to lose one of those 2 games, the season's over for them. I think they go into the SEC championship game flat. If it's a rematch with Auburn, it may be a little bit rejuvenating. If they play Alabama, I think Alabama will blow their socks off if they've lost 2 games.
Let me tell you what, if Alabama and Georgia do meet, having to meet undefeated in the SEC championship game, you want to talk about your tough tickets.
Very, very tough. So a lot of fun, a lot of great things going on. Great college football around the country today. This is a big game day for everybody. SEC Nation in Auburn, game day down in Miami for the Notre Dame Miami game. The TCU Oklahoma game will be on. Auburn, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi State. Just a slew of great football.
Ohio State, Michigan State's not awful.
No, it's not. And it'll be interesting to see. It's at the Horseshoe. I think Ohio State will rebound. And I think Michigan State will probably catch their wrath today in the Horseshoe if I had my rathers. Final minute here on the show. Zachary Leith, again, congratulations on the giveaway out there. Go out to Sure Shot, Highway 280, that big sale going on right now. You don't want to miss it. Tons of things to give away. And 20% off sale going on all their archery. It's Christmas time coming up. It's the best time to go out there and get a head start. Luke, I know you're heading to the house. You got TV on the brain the rest of the day.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to do.
I'm heading out.
You know where to find me.
Headed to Auburn. Hopefully, for our side of the things, Auburn will get back in the mix in the conversation nationally with a win today. So that's going to wrap it up here for another edition of Saturday Sports Countdown. Michael Forehand behind the glass, Luke Robinson, Brett Pritchard here saying we've enjoyed it. We hope you have. See you next week.
even the best of us forget sometimes. But buckling up is one thing you always want to remember.
Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
Lake Area Realty is Lake Martin's Century 21 real estate company that proudly serves all the Lake Martin area. Rhonda Gaskin and her staff of caring professional realtors offers full sales for buyers and sellers in the area and can even help you with finding rentals or managing your current property. Whether it's your dream lake home, waterfront property, area family home in town, or just a starter home, Lake Area Realty can handle it all and advise you on all your needs. Buying and selling real estate is important to the professionals at Century 21. Lake Area Realty are your friends in real estate. Call or visit lakearearealty.net.
If you knew that underage drinking starts at younger ages than ever before, even in elementary school, you would talk to your kids about drinking right now, wouldn't you? If you knew that kids who drink are more likely to be involved in violence, school failure, or injury, you'd do what you could to prevent it, right?
Alcohol is a drug, and we need you to help us understand that before it's too late. Choose to refuse to lose your team to the dangers of underage drinking.
Homeowners all over Alabama have discovered that when you need your flooring clean, whether it's carpet, upholstery, or any manner of hard surfaces, there's no clean like Peaches and Clean. Serving Auburn, the Chattahoochee Valley, Montgomery, Birmingham, and the Lake Martin area. Call 866-837-6937, 866-837-6937, or visit peachesandclean.com. Caring for your floor and a whole lot more.
Your comfort is our #1 concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating